Vedantism, Part 6. And what are our relations with this impersonal being? That we are He. We are He, and He are one. Everyone is but a manifestation of that impersonal, the basis of all beings. And misery consists in thinking of ourselves as different from this infinite impersonal being. And liberation consists in knowing our unity with this wonderful impersonality. These, in short, are the two sides of God that we find in our scriptures. Some remarks ought to be made here. It is only through the idea of the impersonal God that you can have any system of ethics. In every nation, the truth has been preached from the most ancient times. Love your fellow beings as yourself. I mean, love human beings as yourself. In India, it has been preached, love all beings as yourself. We make no distinction between men and animals, but no reason was forthcoming. No one knew why it would be good to love other beings as ourselves. And the reason why is there in the idea of the impersonal God. You understand it when you learn that the whole world is one, the oneness of the universe, the solidarity of all life. And in hurting anyone, I am hurting myself. In loving anyone, I am loving myself. Hence, we understand why it is that we ought not to hurt others. The reason for ethics, therefore, can only be had from this ideal of the impersonal God. Then there is the question of the position of the personal God in it. I understand that the wonderful flow of love that comes from the idea of a personal God. I thoroughly appreciate the power and potency of bhakti on men to suit the needs of different times. What we now want in our country, however, is not so much of weeping, but a little strength. What a mine of strength is in this impersonal God, when all superstitions have been thrown overboard, and man stands on his feet with the knowledge that I am impersonal being of the world. What can make me afraid? I care not even for nature's laws. Death is a joke to me. Man stands on the glory of his own soul, the infinite, the eternal, the deathless, that soul which no instruments can pierce, which no air can dry, nor fire burn, no water melt, the infinite, the birthless, the deathless, without beginning and without end, before whose magnitude the suns and moons and all their systems appear like drops in the ocean, before whose glory space melts away into nothingness and time vanishes into non-existence. This glorious soul we must believe in. Out of that will come power. Whatever you think, and that you will be. If you think yourself weak, weak you will be. If you think yourself strong, strong you will be. If you think yourself impure, impure you will be. If you think yourself pure, pure you will be. This teaches us not to think ourselves as weak, but as strong, omnipotent, omniscient. No matter that I have not expressed it yet, it is in me. All knowledge is in me, all power, all purity, and all freedom. Why cannot I express this knowledge? Because I do not believe in it. Let me believe in it, and it must and will come out. This is what the idea of the impersonal teaches. Make your children strong from their very childhood. Teach them not weakness, nor forms, but make them strong. Let them stand on their feet, bold, all-conquering, all-suffering, and first of all, let them learn of the glory of the soul that you get alone in the Vedanta and there alone. It has ideas of love and worship and other things which we have in other religions and more besides, but this idea of the soul is the life-giving thought and most wonderful. There and there alone is the great thought that is going to revolutionize the world and reconcile the knowledge of the material world with religion.